Hello, and how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good 4th of July and a good break from trading. And so what I'm going to be doing today is introducing a new series that I will be implementing into my weekly videos. So I'll be using M1 Finance for this series, and what this series is meant to be about is long-term and dividend capturing strategies. I will try to put anywhere from $50 to $100 in this portfolio weekly, and that should help expedite the progress on the account. So what I'm going to do in this video is go over each of the positions that I'm holding in this account, starting off with the ETF dividend pie section. So in this section of the portfolio, what I have is basically ETFs that track the major market indexes. So for example, I have the S&P SPY ETF, which tracks the S&P 500. I also have the DIA, which tracks the Dow Jones Industrial, and the four other ETFs within this portfolio are meant to track the overall market, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do with this section of the portfolio. And the reason why I made this section over 40% of the portfolio is that these ETFs, we click under view details, are considered to be pretty safe, and they also offer a pretty good dividend yields for their low expense ratios. As you can see, the average expense ratio of all the ETFs within this section is 0.10, and the average dividend yield is just over 2%. So now I'm going to go ahead over into the next section, which is the SPYD ETF. And so the SPYD is another ETF that arises from the S&P 500. But the reason why I put this out of the ETF section and gave it a 25% allocation in my account is because of the high dividend yield that it offers. So once again, we go under view details. We can see that it offers a 4.45 dividend yield for a 0.08 expense ratio. So in my opinion, it's a pretty good investment considering it's such a low expense ratio and a high dividend. And if we go ahead and look at the price history, we can also see that it has been continuously growing, and this leads me to believe that it's a pretty solid investment for the long term. We can see that the 1-year return is just over 2%, and 3-year annualized is close to 5%. So if we go ahead and look into the next three stocks that I have, which are Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. And the reason why I invested in these companies is because these three companies are the companies with the highest market cap in the world. So these three companies are highly invested in AI, which is artificial intelligence. And with the huge amounts of cash flow that these companies have, I believe that they will be able to stay ahead of the competition. And in my opinion, as technology advances, these three companies are going to be in the driving seat of those advancements. And that leads me to believe that allocating 10% in each of these companies is a pretty solid investment for the long term. And so we go down to the last section of my portfolio, which is by far the riskiest. And the reason why I decided to invest in cannabis stocks is because they have a huge potential. So as of right now, only a few states have legalized cannabis for recreational use, which limits the market potential for all cannabis companies. However, more and more states are slowly starting to legalize it for recreational use. For example, Illinois, which is the state I live in, just passed a new law that will legalize recreational cannabis for people over the age of 21. So as more and more states begin to follow in these footsteps, the cannabis companies will be able to increase their profit margins and their total market capitalization, making them, in my opinion, a really good investment for the long term. As you guys can see, we're as of right now, we're down almost 1.38%. But like I said, I don't plan on selling them in the near future. I'm planning to hold them on for quite a while because I feel like they're going to be able to demonstrate really good growth in the long term. And so this is basically my portfolio. As of right now, I don't plan on making any significant changes, but like I said, I will be making weekly reviews because I will be adding in more money as the time goes by. But that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.